to do to make sure that Sanwo-Iku remains. That was a threat, and he was obedient. It wasn't PDP. It wasn't Labour. It's obedient. They know it. That's a threat. So imagine if they lost Lagos that time. Today, Bade Boy is the governor of Lagos, and they are gone. Tinubu defeated because, he's lost everywhere anyway, like back to Bodilon. Do you know how many people that are probably never going to visit his Bodilon office, house anymore? Do you know how many people that will actually ignore him? Do you know how many of the people that will come out and say a lot of things about him? The way they really feel about him. But for now, psychophancy continue as long as the belly can fill up. So you can be rescuing Nigeria later if you have the chance. And Buala, this guy once said,
they simply don't have.
I think he was talking about Keyamo. I'm coming. Let's go to Keyamo.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Would like to know why. Good evening.
Good evening.
Would like to know why you're here.
Okay. I honor the invitation of His Excellency President.
Mrs. Keyamo in his response says that he wasn't challenging that. He was simply saying that the House of Assembly at the time in Lagos had no legal right to try a sitting governor. That was all.
So this is the Supreme Court decision, right? In the case I have cited, and people can check that. I will just read a line. They said the appellant alleged, among others, that as a legal practitioner, he has been confronted by some of his clients who wanted to understand certain things they considered important relating to their contesting the governorship in Lagos State. He further, that's Festus Keyamo, he further alleged certificate forgery against the governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that the letter was not qualified for the office of government. The certificate that he was challenging forgery is that everything Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented, which granted him the opportunity to run and win the election as a governor, was forged, was faked, and this is not a mere slip of tongue. He went to court, not representing a client. He was the appellant in this case. Festus Keyamo versus Lagos State House of Assembly.
Anyway, Buala, Daniel Buala said, the brain or the human brain is unique and miraculous. It works and functions optimally 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, until you join APC in capital letters, screaming, then it stops working. So this guy, who was everywhere about Tinubu as a drug lord. Today, people see the Mugus who are watching the Bat Idiot New and the rest of they will tell you, all of that one is just politics, Jare. All of that talk. Look at FFK for Food Kayode. Do you know how many things for Food Kayode said about it? Look at him today. Oh, God damn it, man. And your life that they take gamble so. And you did hear the shalaye. They explained to me what I already know. I'm only just wondering, right? How you are comfortable with all these rogues playing with your destiny. Then, when they play songba with your destiny, when your life now poluku mushu, the same people are going to go and group themselves again. The same faces somewhere that they want to rescue you from a year to Tibaje. And you will still believe them too. I say, yeah, I believe you, sir. Audelo Yawiri. That's what I'm trying to prove here. So yeah, who are the wearies inside this place? Stand up. You sit down, you are looking around. Why are you seated? You are seeing the people who have no morality, no integrity. Here you get. That will say something now. Something that you believe shouldn't be happening, like they believe shouldn't be happening. Then on the other hand, there they are, bending the knees. It's because I admire him. So you they work for Atiku, you they admire Tifnumbu. You don't hear where person they work for UBA, and a Titan Bank they pay him salary. Somebody said it is possible if you have a bank account with Titan. Okay, pretend that you don't know what I am saying. So when Titan they pay salary of their staff, they will come pay you too. Where they work for, they play. So the guy now went on to go and bend the knee, for Tifnumbu, and he, apart from the picture, yeah. Voila. So Atiku is more or less like political orphan right now. Sure you get. However, he still has Canary Dino, doesn't he? I mean, I think it does. Canary Dino has relocated to Dubai, and he has been making skit videos to, tell us the progress he's making in Dubai as we speak. But apart from that, the rest of those who, you know what I mean? A lot of them are waiting for Tifnumbu or waiting for any APC available chance from anywhere to give them job. I'm talking about those who are even their influencers too. Hunger no be anybody's mate. And that is what they call the Shakpa. Shakpa is not anybody's mate. And that is why when I sit down here and I look at those political jobbers and some of you, the Abobakus, the Nigerians, who uses the words of these idiots, career criminals, as a quote to defend what you probably make up in your head about Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be great, this, that, Nigeria is going to be... No, that's not how things work. I think they asked him, Alaye, hello happen. Like, what's going on? Like, you are here. I came to see the president, and I have no apology. I have no apology for anybody. Straight in you. If you think coming to see the president means I have joined APC, so be it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Would like to know why you're here.
Okay. I honor the invitation of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a father to the nation, who God has given the opportunity to lead the country at this difficult time. And so I came to celebrate and congratulate him, and then to also give him our commitment that as citizens of the country, this is a time for all of us to throw our weight behind and support the administration. I gave an illustration of an aircraft that has taken off. The aircraft is the country. The passengers are the citizens. The pilot is Mr. President. His co-pilot is Excellency the Vice President. The cabin officials might be the ministers or other agents of the Federation. You may not like the takeoff of the airplane. You may have even your perspective about the way the pilot is, walking towards the turbulence, above the sea level. But one fact that must bind all of us is that the plane needs to land so all of us can be alive. When it lands, you can also say you don't like the way it lands. But at the 39,000 feet above sea level, the prayer of everybody, including the pilot and the passenger, will be the safe landing of the plane. Because if the plane crashes, apart from the aircraft getting destroyed, the pilot, the co-pilot, the cabin members, and all the passengers' life at risk. So at this difficult time, what we need is to throw our support and then see how we're able to navigate around. Because there are difficult things in this country, hardship, poverty, insecurity, and the only way we can come together and support the achievement of this objective, I think, is for us to give our best in supporting the administration. So I came to congratulate him and then to tell him that I'm particularly excited about the recent policy decision he has taken to demonstrate that he's about the people and not just protecting his people. He took decisions against certain ministers who allegedly were, said to have committed infraction. The marked difference between him and the previous administration is that the previous administration may want to cover in order to avoid the backlash that the government is corrupt. But he is not about that. if this thing will touch on the poorest of the poor, humanitarian, that's the focus. And anybody who is caught wanting should not be covered. I told Mr. President I was thrilled by that decision. Yesterday again, he surprised us by the policy decision he has made to reduce the cost of governance. So it is like the unfolding. The most important thing in my communication with him was to look at his demeanor as he was talking to me about his passion for the country and the intention, to make sure that he leads a country with integrity. And you can have opinion from outside. When you sit from across table and you hear him, you can see what I've been taught as a lawyer is you not just know the law, you must know the demeanor of the judge. This informs your capacity to advocate. And that's what I did today. I was looking at the demeanor. I could see the passion and the conviction to lead. And that to me is exciting. It's not about party. Okay. This is about the country.
You may misconstrue your visit here today as a member of the major opposition PDP.
Right.
They'll be wondering, are you defecting? I mean, you've been speaking here like in capacity of an individual citizen.
Yeah.
Are you in that capacity? Are you defecting to the APC?
Or have you defected?
Well, I'm here as a private citizen and who must be bound by the conviction we have towards our country and the need for us to push the country to a better place that we all desire. So I'm not here in the capacity of, first of all, I'm not even a leader in the PDP, I'm a private citizen. But you must also admit that I have had my history with Mr. President. When I was in APC, before the primaries, I was practically his key spokesman as at the time. And I supported his cause because I believed in him. And so I used this opportunity today to even touch on some of those past. And I'm very happy that instead of the president getting actually offended, he gave me some life lesson, about the fact that in life, if you are going to be offended because people took decisions that didn't favor you, you would never be helpful to anybody in life, or you can never relate with people. And so that largeness of the heart to me is encouraging. And I am also here to say I am supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in achieving the objective of the problems we are in the country. I don't think that at this time of hunger and problems in the country, somebody should be here talking about party. And as per defection, God knows tomorrow. But I am fully committed to supporting the cause of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That has to be made clear.
Thank you very much.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
The human brain is unique and miraculous. It works and functions optimally 24 hours a day, 365 a year until you join APC, then it stops working. You know what they will tell you? They will tell you that he's doing, well, he said it himself. He said he's doing it for the sake of Nigeria. All of us, they use that word a lot. All of us must come together. All of us must come together to work with Mr. President. What do they mean by that? Like, have you ever asked yourself, like, what do you mean by come together? You are taxing the people, all right? Taking the money. You are borrowing money in their names. You are taking decisions in their names. Yet they are still unsafe. They are poor. They are hungry. They are jobless. And they are watching you blow the same money away on yourselves. And you are saying, all we have to do is to come together. We all need to come to... What they are saying is, everybody should just stop talking. Then he said something about his passion. This guy would have been the one speaking for Atiku. If Atiku is the president, they will be the one to tell you what Tinubu cannot tell you, what Atiku cannot tell you. Tinubu's idea? Are you serious? Tinubu's... we must support Tinubu's mission. What is Tinubu's mission? He said that Tinubu suspended better Aide is enough to convince him that Tinubu is, you know what I mean? And a lot of people were like, Olori Buruku Nibuala. So because of better Aide's suspension, and that is why suddenly it's a change of what have you, and he has the right to change his mind. Mayegun, Let us tolerate other people. He has every right to change his party. I don't have any problem with that. I don't, because I know, of course, that's what you do. Is that not what you do? It's not about ideology. It's about teleology, Abi. It's about what everybody can get and how you can get it. All you need is a reason. No be so. Somebody said, "Shut up your mouth today." Somebody said that to me on Facebook. He said, "Shut up your mouth. Is it because you have not? They have not given you your own appointment? That is why." Another one said, "Oh, Ogbeni Dakejo, if it is Obi now and they have made you a minister." Like I said, Sherry problem hereby. A lot of them actually believes that, like I said, like everybody is waiting for his own turn here and there in Nigeria, and they believe that everyone is like them. You know what I mean? I am just trying to do my best. You are not doing any jack shit for your country. You are just trying to take your turn, and everybody is not like you. It's not everyone that wants to live off like scavengers. And I can understand because of where you are. When you tell yourselves the truth, okay, like, oh my Louis Leo, this country is sad though, and all of that. You can imagine how you can suddenly become rich because you want money, and it doesn't matter how you get it. But everybody is not like you. Do you get that? And when you now know that it is about what everybody wants to chop, and you know, you believe that it's because Mayegun has not been given an appointment. That's why he's shouting. If they give him his own now, he will keep quiet. I want Baba Etisobe for me, in case if you don't know. Your papa, your mamas like that, who are like older now, they've told me that 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I watched how these criminals destroyed your lives, destroyed your jobs, destroyed your economy, looted your country. I watched that from here. Where you are there thinking, I am talking because I also want to come and steal from you, Abi. So the bottom line is, you know they want to steal from you, okay? And at the same time, you are hoping that, you are saying that Nigeria will be great one day. How? Do you think if Nigeria can be sold in parts, these guys will not sell it in parts, and all of you can go and find a place to stay? Do you think they won't use that? So you see thieves go into a system, all right? Somebody called them out. You say, oh, yeah, it's because they have not given you your own. Because you know that if they give you that chance, you will do worse. And that's why some of them will tell you, if now you will not do worse. I say, but no, I won't. I don't believe you, Jari. If not me, if not me too, I go. And then you are the same one with that mentality, right? Because you believe that the criminals who goes in there are always going to do that. Mayegun is saying that your life is going to be fucked up forever. And you think Mayegun is that enemy who is actually telling you the truth. The truth. Because that's what will happen to you. Right? So, buwala or no bawala, whatever it is, you know. Meanwhile, there's something I'm going to quickly chip in. Take a look at this on your screen. A young girl killed herself. And she's a banker in Nigeria. All right? And when you look at the letter she left, she said, nothing is working in my life. She's talking about herself. My figures are low as a banker, where they subject some of these young girls to prostitution. They call them banker, to go and sleep with people, to come and deposit money every month, or you lose your job. She knows what Nigeria is. She said, the economy is getting harder. My decisions are wrong. My mind is messed up. The future doesn't seem bright at all. I see extreme hardship. I can't bear the pain anymore. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, everyone. Dear Lord, please have mercy. Then she poisoned herself and then she killed herself. I kind of remember telling all of us here the story of young people who are committing suicide and dying, like, you know. And then you wonder, like, how old are you? Why are you so worried about life? That the pressure is so much at your age. 20 years old. 25 years old, 30 years old. Like life has become so frustrating and you have to want to take your life. That's somebody who has a job, who had a job. And that is especially this last 7 months. That's the one that make it to the media. I pray also rest in peace. Here is what Kenneth, another APC product that ended up working for Peter Obi, Kenneth Okonkwo, hearing what Buala did, his own position.
They simply don't have the will to implement the truth. Those people that are running to go and shake hands, they know the truth. Because it was the truth purportedly that made them to leave the place in the first place. So, if you are going back to the same place you left, purporting on the basis of truth, you better be able to convince people that there is another truth you have discovered that is non-existent.
Okay,
so, it doesn't make you enemies at all.
Okay.
But it makes you to differ.
Okay, so because a major defection happened from your party, Labour Party, to, well, I do not know that Dr. Doyo Kukwe has entered in any other political party.
That's why you wouldn't use the word defection.
Exactly. Well, so maybe
major resignation.
A major resignation. Let's just use the word. Let's use your term, resignation.
No,
but a major, leaving of a party happened within your own party. The former DG campaign manager of the Peter Obi and Dati campaign organization, resigned from the Labour Party. And he gave his reasons. He says it was on ideological grounds, that they had left a party, the PDP, a bit in a hurry almost, and they were looking for a special purpose vehicle. And they found the Labour Party. For them, it was just a vehicle. As the ideology, according to him, didn't quite sit well with them, but they figured, after we get to office, we can always figure that out. It didn't quite work out. And now this is where he is, and he's finding that he's unable. He's not exactly a leftist. That's what he said. And he doesn't think that he believes in market principles. So he's resigned from the party. But it doesn't appear that the Labour Party is saying it his way. They think that he has something up his sleeve, and that, this is about politicians not being truthful. Why do you think the Labour Party is quick to reach a conclusion like that when he hasn't exactly joined any other party?
Well, first of all, he has the absolute right.
Sorry, give me a sec, okay? That's Ken there. There's other parts of what he said, but there's actually one I also missed that I want to share before we continue, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Buala's village, okay? Covered and shared, so you know where that charlatan comes from, and also so you know, okay? He's in no way, actually he said he's a private citizen anyway, okay? But he's in no way doing this other than just for himself. And fair enough, that's not what all of them does.
We are taking the 100 million march nationwide today to the grassroots. We're currently somewhere in Borno State. And because of the bad road, we had to park our cars and walk. So we're all working. Look at the crowd in front. I'm too tired to raise up my hands. Look at the crowd in front. Can you see all the people there? We're not in the village yet. We're still on our way to the village. Daddy, I'm coming. Let me zoom in. So you can see all these people here. And there's still more people behind us coming. These people here. So this village here, they've never had water before. They don't have drinking water, they don't have bathing water. So for the very first time, a borehole is being dug for them by Labour Party on behalf of Peter Obi and Dati. So this is the very first borehole in this village for the past 100 years.
This is slow.
We don't have water. So we're now waiting to commission that borehole today.
So when they tell you that nobody knew Peter Obi in northern Nigeria, you have no idea what those Obedients, Obedients, what they did. Or you probably do have an idea. But, a lot of you have done so much to underplay what they achieved or what they did. And I continue to tell them, right? Even though I warn them that it's never going to end well because of the people they are dealing with, it's never going to work. Or I would never downplay what they achieved. They forced the establishment to shake in the middle of their own supposed game, the game they control. We saw all of that. And they were everywhere. Borno State, Southern Borno. They were everywhere. That's where Buala comes from. Another clown from Abeokuta, Shegun Showumi, that one done the momo now. He will soon join now.
Jeff and Dom, am I going to criticize Bola Tinubu, President Tinubu, more than the one I've been criticizing him? Am I going to fight him more than the one I've been fighting? Do you know, I've known this man since 1993, by name and by voice. And yet, on behalf of this party and for the benefit of this party, I'm closing my eyes to everything I'm standing. The person that was president in 1999, Obasanjo, is he still a member of their party today? The one that said he didn't have shoe, Jonathan, that we gave him presidency 2 times. Because of Jonathan, we became a party that everybody was abusing. He's not even standing with the party today. I'm still here standing and shouting. And if they don't want us to reform the party, please, Boala. Keep space for me, I'm coming. That's what I'll say on that.
Shegun Showumi is that lousy clown in Abeokuta. Okay? That's, a while back, people like me actually felt like somebody like that should be governor. Young mind like that shouldn't be following all these old people and being their, their handkerchief that they will use to wipe their faces and their asses. But they were the typical, right? Who pretended that they were probably like enlightened, they are exposed, but they are not. He's a total bigot, by the way. I know him very well too. Shegun Showumi, one lousy, almost jobless political jobber as well. This is what they do. And it's of different categories, okay? And when majority of them say something about Tinubu, when some of you jump at it, thank you, Jare. God bless you for this thing that you have said today. In fact, Esther, I respect you more today. Don't respect respect all these idiots. If you pay attention very well, majority of them are just advertising them, waiting for the time, just a minister. Because you see, let me tell you, most of the time they don't wait to be called. They make the move. And people will notify their masters and say, sir, so person called me today and he said he wouldn't mind to come around. I say, okay, I tell him to come around. So that then they will now take their camera phones and say, I am joining my elder brother, I am joining my senior brother, I'm joining my leader, I am joining for the progress of Nigeria to move this country forward. But nobody is working to move anywhere forward. To move Nigeria forward is not in your hand. The people that are moving Nigeria backward, the people that are destroying Nigeria, they are doing that on purpose. But they are telling you, we all need to come together to do waiting. And that Buala said, Nigeria is like a plane. Tinubu is like the pilot. Oh, you go enter you go enter any plane where Tinubu is the pilot. Me Nigeria. So, but once you enter there, once you find yourself inside there, plane anywhere, if you land, if you crash, if you whatever it is, if you die off, whatever happened, you are on your own. Like me, enter for me. I don't pity, I pray for all of now where they go there. So you get that thing always annoying. I mean, when I talk like that, it annoys the Lagos Abobakus. So are you now saying that you are not going to come back to this Nigeria again? I said, did you know when I left Nigeria? So why are you bothered whether I'm going to come back or when I come back or if I'm not going to come back again? When did you know me? He will order ticket to Glasgow for me. So if I tell you Nigeria, and you are feeling bad, can't hear, it is about me. Now I'm just saying that, you see, if people like you now say you will never come back, who are now those who are going to fix Nigeria? Baba, have you checked your own, what do you call that thing? Census. The Nigerians and all of people who are outside Nigeria, 1 or 10 million. Do you know how many of you that are inside that place facing the shege? You are waiting for those who have escaped to come back. Come and enter your plane. We go crash. So if you feel like the plane shouldn't crash, you should be worried about that. Can't hear that it me. No, it's just that I love you so much. And I just thought that if you talk like that, if, for example, now, look at Yoruba Nation. If people like you don't come back and fight for Yoruba Nation and the rest of that, so how are we going to achieve Yoruba Nation? Who you the bobo? Are you not also the people who are against the Yoruba Nation only? Who are the number one people against Yoruba Nation? Are you not the same people, the Abobakus, the political jobbers, who are waiting for the time you two will be senator, you will be councillor, you will be chairman, you will be governor, so that you can take your own share? If Nigeria want to break, you have to take your own share too before Nigeria breaks. Is that not what some of you are saying? Are you not the ones who wish that Nigeria should kill Igboho and kill everybody? When they even kill people who are asking for Yoruba Nation, are you not the ones who are like happy that they kill them or put them in jail? Suddenly now you are now trying to Nikure. Nikure, because it's none of your business. I'm just saying that somebody should, like, the people that that's another one. They will say, if the people who built Scotland, if their ancestors did not fight for them to build that country, you will go there. Make I explain to you. You know, they will tell you that Rome was not built in a day. Abi, one of this Abi. My brother, Rome is not built in a day. When we're now talking about Nigeria, right? You don't use that for Nigeria. It's the same thing like what you are saying too, okay? You see, there are those of us, you know, that Mayegun is here saying we deserve better than what they are offering us. Some of you are asking them to kill us, to jail us. When they say Rome was not built in a day, of course, Rome was not built in a day. But did you ever read it anywhere that the bricklayers, the what do you call it? The contractors building Rome, did you hear that they were stealing cement and they were stealing gravels, stealing concrete block, building themselves another the construction materials to build Rome? Did you hear them using that to build a country home for themselves in their village? Did you hear them using the money that people contributed to get those materials? Did you hear them using the money to go and buy properties in London? Building Rome means when people say, oh, we want to build Rome, everybody will have to, all hands must be on deck. You cannot say you are building Rome. Some people, they steal cement and you say you are building. That is why the building of Nigeria, the development of Nigeria continues to develop backward, because they tell you they are developing, but then they steal the materials, they steal everything that they are using to build what they told you they are building for you, and you are there still looking at the drawing. When they finish this building, hey man, it go beautiful. Hey, how many of you have felt like that? Reading the manifestos of the criminals for the past 24 years. I love that manifesto of this APC manifesto is the banger. Look at see, if APC just do 50% of this last song, Nigeria done better. How many of you have done that in the past? Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Come on, go on, go on. Tell us. Don't be ashamed. Eh? Now picture you they use photo. That's what you have been looking at. Then they tell you, say, make you imagine Nigeria with 24 hours electricity. You sit down, you're like, oh, Nigeria, oh my God, fine, gone you. They say, close your eyes. Look, imagine Nigeria with underground trains, overground trains, and all of this and that. And you can't close your eyes and say, oh my God, they're fine, gone you. I can just go from Lagos to Enugu in just 45 minutes. That would be so great, too. Nigeria will be great one day. Money for ordinary local hospital, local clinic. They don't take and buy Gucci bag. Money we go build the entire clinic in a small community. Put the drugs, everything inside the place. They don't take them, They don't take and do one-way trip to Dubai. And the people that are supposed to access that healthcare, they are still waiting for that Nigeria to be great one day so that they can have access to healthcare. You don't wish building a country, you don't use wishes. Okay? And wishes are like horses. And they say if wishes are horses, beggars will ride. No grief for anybody, no grief for anybody. They don't take them personal in Nigeria. Police has banned that because it is against the national security. It's like saying you would never agree with the police too. No grief for this, no grief for that. It's a threat to national. Okay, hang on, listen to this.
Nigeria police has a warning on the supposed theme of 2024.
And let me say again, on this note, that the new slogan for 2023-24 for our young ones is no degree for anybody. We have been informed from our intelligence that this slogan is coming from a revolutionary sector that may likely cause problem across the country. No degree for anybody is being seen as just a normal talk. But in security business, in security community, we have seen it as a very, very dangerous slogan that can trigger crisis.
Nigeria police has
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
It's not wrong. You hear me? Even though nuisance in it, but it's not wrong. No grief for anybody in 2024, especially the criminals in government. They will throw a lot at you this year. A lot. And that slogan is the revolutionary slogan. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of are smart, but I don't know why they are so worried. They are worried of things that are unknown. In 2024, no grief for anybody. No grief for the criminals. In a political office, the avuvusela, in religious center, including the terrorists. That's the one I like. The military says in 2024.
Citizens of this country to see security as a collective responsibility of all. Therefore, no greed for terrorists, no greed for perpetrators of insecurity. Citizens.
Is that not better? Police are criminals. Okay? Sure, you know. So if you see them anywhere, whether they commit crime, and maybe they won't rob you, in 2024, you must develop the habit of arresting the police themselves. Arrest police in Nigeria. Disarm them. You go, all of them go just stay. When you see them, like they are around the corner, committing crime, like collecting bribe, doing all of that nonsense they do, all of them go call yourself. It is called citizen arrest. Now go like that, like say you want capture more and all of that. You go like that, and once grab them, collect all their guns, tie their hands, tie their legs. Tell them, say, they must be tried for their crime. They won't shoot you. You don't worry, they won't. So the idea I just gave you now, because things are going to happen in 2024. Look at me very well and listen to me. It is not really written. It is already been psychologically put on your mind, consciously, subconscious mind, and all of that. As you are watching me right now, your minds are being prepared for what is going to be like in 2024. A lot of you, you will need no manual instruction on what you should do when that moment comes. It's going to, like, you know what I mean? They know it. They do. And that is why they said it is against national security, this or that, to threaten you. Well, you know one beautiful thing, right? It is going to be spontaneous. Let me explain that to you just quickly. Let me explain that. Spontaneous is, you know, these days, everybody's just like, when are we going to hit the streets now? When are we going to face these people and fight and all of that? There are people who are like, not just saying it. Subconsciously, they are already imagining it happening and they can't wait. So when the spontaneousness of it hits like that in this 2024, those are going to be the first sets that are going to make you understand what spontaneous means. And some of you will sit down and be like, how did they organize this, Ike? How did this even happen, Ike? And that is why you, Obidients, you will remain a long threat. And guess what? You see all the bad idiots, articulated demugus, and everyone who is going to come for you. Some of them, they do not even have, they don't understand why they are attacking you or attacking Obi. But to them, they just have to do it because they have been told to do it. Because if you don't do it, this Obi is dangerous. So if you know what this Obi is going to, if you know what is, it has some people that are going to take over Nigeria. We must, you know, that fear. Those who are attacking you, the bad idiots who are also suffering in Nigeria, the Buhari idiots who are also suffering in Nigeria, the articulated morons who are also suffering in Nigeria, who are going to abuse you, who are going to attack you, attack Igbos, attack this or that in today's world of you. Some of them don't know why they are attacking you. They don't know. They just believe that it's something they have to do because they have been told, you need to, this Yoruba land, we must not accept it. All these Igbo people, you need to be careful about them. I know what I'm saying, you know. These Igbo people are this blah, blah, blah. This one, you know what I mean? Like, the reason why they continue to repeat that, to put that in your mind, that you then believe that you are doing something in order to prevent something. A lot of you have no idea. The reason is simply because the only person that whose base have all it takes to shut down Nigeria are the Obidients. The only person that can call all of that and put all of his eggs in one basket, Peter Obi, that's the person. And that is why if it's not on the table where they are negotiating for any collaboration or whatever, that people are jumping into Tinubu's ship and all that, right? If it's not part of them, the job is not done. He has a base that is huge enough to spark unbelievable national revolution in Nigeria. And this is not me trying to be kind of generous, so I'm just being factual here. Because the only people who don't want anything for personal selves, like in large number, are those of you who are obedient. You know, the obedient are not they are not Labour Party members. Do you know that? You have Labour Party, and Obi will use Labour Party as his special purpose vehicle. Abi? Because that's what their law says. You have to have a political party. If to say somebody can run independently, Obi will still run independently and still get millions of their votes. I mean, not that they will kind of make him president in any way. Obidients no get party. And from what I heard, they no get religion. Not that they are not like they are not Christian. I mean, like as obedient, right? That your religion is not the real. I mean, the biggest thing to them. It doesn't matter. They no get ethnic, tribal, what have you. I have seen them. I mean, I reported on them. I documented all they were doing every day of their existence from the first day. Go and check my diary. Everything is there. You get that now? So they are the real threats. They are those, if they do any charade election, they are those that can trigger anything. And for those who know better, even Peter Obi himself have kind of come out to tell you that if he tells you what they are doing to him behind the scene, a lot of you will not believe it. Alaye, no, they tell us that, okay, when you cuckoo scatter everything, all your billions, and some of them are not even in Nigeria anyway. Here you get. So what do you have to lose? Your what? Because that base is the base that Tinubu and APC Egbe dread most. And every day they will continue to either remind you that, what do you expect him to win? Do you wanted him to kinikoni? All of you are just noisemakers. There's nothing you can do. But guess what? You may not have the power to overturn them, the number and all of that. I mean, what do you call it? The power to overturn them, okay? But you see that number that you have is enough to chase all of them or bring down the entire government and the country, everything on their head. All it's going to take is just for somebody to say, oh, yeah, let's do it. But with no grief for anybody, you don't even have to be obedient before you